Here we go. Happy Monday, Bears fans. Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody already hanging out in the live chat, talking back and forth. Always love to see that. Hope everybody had a great weekend as well. Happy summertime for those of you who have kids. Got summer off for your kids. Enjoy it. We still have a ton of content coming your way over the next couple of months. Obviously, things are a little bit slow, but we got Mandatory Minicamp this week. We're going to get into a Minicamp preview. We'll take your questions and hit on a couple of rumors before we get into our Madden Week 3 sim as the Bears take on the Colts today. We'll get to that toward the end of the show, so if you're waiting for that, go ahead and stay tuned. Shout out your city. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from here on a Monday. Shout out to all the folks spamming FGB in the chat. You guys know what's up. It's always FGB in the chat. We got Dave in Northlake, Illinois. Malcolm in the Villages, Florida. What's up, Malcolm? Great last name. Ken in Winnipeg. Got Foxtrot in Houston. Jam in Hawaii. Ty Man the Buckeye in OHIO. Irvine, California from Wasim. Got Daniel in Superior, Montana. Will in Chicago. We got Gabriel in San Antonio. Let's see. Dehenda, Illinois from Harley. Chickasha, Oklahoma. What's up, Andrew? Tampa, Florida from Johnny. Peoria. What's up, Talented? Laramie, Wyoming from Kyle. We got Joker in Compton. What's up, Joker? Lacora is in Catholic. It's good stuff. Lacora. Brando in Chicago. Jay Reezy in Madison. Dutton, Alabama from Albert. Splash Boys in Des Moines. We got Kenosha, Wisconsin from Raymond. Reaper Black is in Mississippi. His name is RJ. And Jesse in Des Moines. Continue to shout out your city. Ron in Chicago as well. I mentioned our Week 3 Madden sim coming at you. Bears 1-1 after a heartbreaking loss to the Texans. We ran that sim last week. Who do we got today? Bears Colts as we bring in producer Cullen to the show. Cullen, this will be your first Bears Madden sim.
It is.
A lot of you should remember Cullen from our draft coverage. He was hanging out back at it today. We'll see. Do you actually know the winner of this game?
I do not.
Okay, so neither Cullen or I know. I think Jack ran this sim as well. He ran a few sims before handing the baton off here. Heartbreaking loss to the Texans.
That's right.
Somehow, Madden is so out of touch that the Bears could not get a playoff after getting tackled in bounds with 21 seconds left. But we'll see if they can beat the Colts today, who I think these are two of the biggest wild card teams in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Talking about the Bears and Colts.
Yeah, no, I think Anthony Richardson, year 2 under Shane Steichen, they just got him another weapon in the draft.
Almost spilled my water here. All good?
All good. They drafted Adonai Mitchell. They've got a really young offense there in Indianapolis, and then obviously going up against Caleb Williams and the Bears. It should be a must-see matchup for sure.
It should be fun. I'll get some shout-outs here. We got Hooch saying Chicago, so is Wasim. We got Trump, Dave, Cannibal, Jesse, Carlos saying, "See Breezy." We got a Yo Cullen in the chat as well. Ty Man going with the Colts. Come on, Ty Man. Come on, Ty Man. Cannibal, Chicago. We got Ty Man going with the Colts. Josue going with Chicago. So is Gabriel. Jay Reezy still believe it was rigged. That was ridiculous, Jay Reezy. That was ridiculous. Colts, that team is low-key scary. Yeah, I think they could be pretty good. I think the Bears and Colts could be two of the better surprises in the NFL this year. We got Edward, James shouting out Sarasota, Florida. What's up, James? Malcolm Graham going with the Bears. We'll see. We'll see who gets it done here. Poll question of the day, by the way. DJ Moore, is he going to get $30 million per year on his next deal? Type O for over, U for under. Go vote in the live poll. 125 votes. 57% say over, 43% say under. Kind of talked about this earlier today on an episode, and I think on an extension, over is likely, but with 2 years left in his deal, you could kind of morph that into a contract where from a team standpoint, it's less than $30 million per year, but from DJ's standpoint on the extension, it's more than $30 per year. So it could be kind of a win-win. Kyle says over, so does another Josh and Malcolm. Trump says under. Daniel says under. Foxtrot says over. Jose says over. Another Josh says over. Yeah, Carlos, that's why I set it at 30. I think it'll be right around there. Ty Man says over. Drew says 4 years, $100 million. That would be incredibly team-friendly. I'd be surprised. Liam says over. Wasim as well. Marcus says under. Robert says over. Edward says under. Liam says over. Marcus says got to be team-friendly. We'll see. We'll see. If you get it done now, even if you pay more than $30 million per year on an extension, it's still going to be team-friendly because you morph the remaining 2 years into his deal, which is only $16 million per year, and you could kind of average that out to under $30 million. So I could definitely see that being the case here. Continue to vote if you haven't already. All right, if you love the Bears, hit the like button. Got 160 people watching live. Let's get more likes in here. Got 36 likes. Let's get to 75 likes, and then we'll jump into the bulk of today's show. Drew says, what time does the Madden sim start? Probably in about 45 minutes, 45, 50 minutes, maybe around 5 o'clock Central, maybe a little earlier.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair.
4:55, 5 o'clock, somewhere in there, Drew.
Honestly, hey, if y'all want to get some score predictions down below.
Yeah, drop your Madden score predictions. Get them in. Get them in there. Hit that like button as well while you are at it. All right, here's what's coming up live on the show. We're going to get into a minicamp preview, 5 storylines to watch. We want to take your questions. Need a lot of questions loaded in here, so load them up. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions answered here on the show. If you Super Chat, it's a guarantee to get on the show. If you use hashtag Bears, we'll get to a lot of those as well. Got a couple of Bears rumors I want to dive into. Also, and then Bears versus Colts, Week 3 simulation. We'll see if Chicago can bounce back after a tough Week 2 loss to the Texans in our Madden simulation. So that's all coming up here on Chicago Bears Now. Shout out to Malcolm Brown saying 27-18 as his score prediction. All right, let's get into it. Bears Now live, getting started now on the channel. Welcome into Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Mandatory Minicamp starts tomorrow, so I've got 5 things to watch, 5 storylines I'm monitoring for Mandatory Minicamp, which is kind of just the next level in the offseason, right? OTAs are voluntary. Some guys are there. Most guys are there. A few guys aren't. This is mandatory there. Expected to be 100% in attendance. If not, that is considered a holdout. So certainly we'll keep an eye on that if anything like that pops up. Next 3 days, pretty simple, June 4th through 6th. And then the team's off for a while. I think they're going to do that 3rd week of OTAs next week, but it's just going to be like rookies and other young guys. This is kind of the last big threshold of the offseason before training camp in mid-late July. Remember, the Bears training camp's got to start about a week earlier than normal because they're in the Hall of Fame game. Now, what is the number one thing you're hoping for at Bears minicamp? Like, what's the big report you want to hear from, someone with boots on the ground? Like, let me know what you're hoping to hear from Bears minicamp, and I've got 5 things that I'm keeping an eye on. Number 1, how does Caleb Williams look? Pretty simple, right? He has progressed already quite a bit, according to Matt Eberflus. He says he's seen the progression, the progress. But now I think we'll get a pretty clearer picture, at least a better picture than we've gotten up to this point. Why is that? Well, for a couple of reasons. One, he's been with the team over a month at this point. He's had his head in the playbook for, damn near 2 months due to that report that he and his QB coach got a lot of the concepts in April to kind of get a head start on. But also, OTAs, A, are voluntary, so guys are in and out. B, only 1 open practice per week at OTA. So we only have clear reporting from 2 of the 6 OTA practices. Mandatory minicamp, guys are going to be there, or media is going to be there all 3 days. So we'll kind of get a better idea of where he's at, where's the offense at, is the offense ahead, is the defense ahead, all of that stuff. But I'm excited to see how he does over the next 3 days. And, if he has a tough day, if he's able to bounce back. You want young players to have that quick memory, bounce back ability, and able to move to the next play the next day, etc. Again, it sounds like he made pretty good progress in OTAs. There was that report from Jeremy Fowler that he and the Bears are putting in overtime, that extra work to get him up to speed as quick as possible when it comes to this new offense. So keep that in mind. Number two, kind of building off that first point, which unit wins the week, offense or defense? I mean, logic would say, especially if everyone's in attendance, that the defense would have at least a slight advantage. This is a top 10 unit from last year, could be top 5 this year if things bounce their way. The secondary is very good. That first week of OTAs, the one open practice to the media, the defense dominated. Caleb and the offense bounced back in the second open practice last week, but some of the guys in the secondary weren't there. So I would give the defense the edge. But what I want to see is a lot of back and forth, a lot of, hey, the defense did good here, the offense did good there. What I don't want to hear is 3 straight days of the defense dominating and the offense struggling. That would be the worst possible scenario heading into the 6-7 weeks off before training camp. Would it be the end of the world? No, it's early June. You've got a rookie quarterback. I don't expect him to go out there and dominate for 3 days, but give me a little back and forth action. That would be ideal for Caleb Williams and the Bears to hold their own offensively against, again, a defense that I think is going to be pretty damn good. Now, which unit do you guys believe will win the week? Type O for offense or D for defense. I would guess defense. It's more of a veteran group, third year in the same system. Secondary's grown up together the last couple of years, so I would type D for defense. But as long as it's not 3 dominant days for that group, I think it'll be considered a successful week. All right, check out our sponsor today. That is Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a deposit match up to $100. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with certain entries right now with Prize Picks. Now that the NBA Finals are here, the perfect time to create a Prize Picks account and get going on daily fantasy sports. If you're not an NBA guy, you got Major League Baseball, WNBA, other sports ongoing as well. You got season-long NFL stat projections also. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get that deposit match up to $100. I, for one, cannot wait for the NBA Finals, and if you're a neutral fan, if you're not a fan of either team, it's even more reason to get going with Prize Picks to get in on the hot and heavy action. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. This is a 2-player entry I've got. They're offering a special right now, half a point for Jason Tatum, so you take the more. All he has to do is score 1 point. That's a gimme. And then I like this Goblin pick, and what a Goblin pick is where they lower a stat projection. Half an assist for Derek Lively. He had 2 or more assists in every game the Mavericks played against the Timberwolves. So I like him to get at least 1 here. Max you can do on one of these special ones is $25. You can get put down $25 to win about 50 there, just over 2 extra money. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS. Link is going to be in the comments and in the description. Get started with Prize Picks today. We appreciate them for sponsoring today's show. All right, let's get to the next one here. Will Nate Davis practice? OTAs, week 1, day open to the media. Wasn't out. He had the personal stuff going on, but he kind of came in with the reputation of a guy that he doesn't, if it's not mandatory, he doesn't do it. He's not a guy that loves to practice. Well, I really hope to see him there at all 3 practices participating, because if not, that's not a great look for a guy 1 year into a 3-year, $30 million contract who hasn't shown that much. And it's why I keep saying I'm going to monitor this situation. Like, if they played a game tomorrow, I would expect him to be the starting right guard. But if they're not pleased with how he's performing, or if they think he's taking a lazy approach or whatever the case may be, and again, I don't know what's going on in that building. I don't know what their attitude is on the subject right now. But I think this week will be telling. If he's there and he practices, hey, no harm, no foul. Probably not a big deal. If he's not, though, I got to think that's going to ruffle some feathers in that building, because I do think the Bears have options at right guard. They could easily start Coleman Shelton at center, play Ryan Bates over there at right guard. I thought Jatiri Carter held his own last year as well. Karan Amagaji, the rookie tackle out of Yale, played some guard in college once he's healthy, which he's not quite there yet, but once he is, he could get some looks there. Like, I don't think this is just Nate Davis is going to go through the motions and just be given the starting right guard job. I think he's going to have to earn it at least a little bit. He's certainly paid like a starter. They want him to start and play well, but they've got other options if they need to go in a different direction. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. We'll have Bears Minicamp coverage every single day this week, and once it wraps up, we'll have Minicamp winners and losers. So don't miss out on any of it. Anything notable that emerges from Minicamp, we will cover for you. So hit that sub button, turn on notifications. YouTube.com/BearsNow. Do not miss out. All right, a couple more here. Which depth wide receivers stand out? I think we all know about the big three, and yeah, I want to hear about what DJ Moore and Keenan Allen and especially Rome Odunze are doing at minicamp, no question. I'm not glossing over that, but what are the other guys doing? What is Tyler Scott doing? Is he ready to kind of take stranglehold of that wide receiver 4 position? Is Velus Jones heading into year 3 with this team, who's been a big disappointment through his first 2 years? Is he ready to be a part of this offense? Dante Pettis, Colin Johnson, John Jackson III, Caleb Williams' college teammate. He had a nice play at OTAs. Can he make some noise? The pecking order is very unclear after the top 3. Like, as good as this trio is on paper, and many consider it the best in the NFL, the depth is a complete question mark. Like, I like Tyler Scott's talent. Velus Jones is fast, but he doesn't catch the ball well. Tyler Scott had some drop issues last year. Like, we're projecting there for him to kind of break out in year 2. That's going to be interesting. I think it's very much open competition after your top 2 or 3 guys there. Speaking of competition, the center position between Ryan Bates and Coleman Shelton. The pads aren't on, so I don't know how much stock you can put into what happens over the next couple of days. But I'll be curious to see if this kind of rotation continues. Bates and Shelton both got work with the ones during those voluntary OTAs. Does that continue, or does Bates get most of the starting reps? Does Coleman get most of the starting reps? I think it's pretty clear the Bears want Bates to win the job. They traded a 5th-round pick for him 2 years after Ryan Poles signed into that contract as a restricted free agent, that Buffalo match. So he's had his eyes on this guy for a couple of years. So I do think the Bears want him to start and play. But Shelton is an insurance policy. If Bates isn't up for the job, limited snaps as a center in his career, they could plug Shelton in there. And again, depending on how the Nate Davis thing plays out, Bates could be a candidate to play at right guard as well. So I think that's something to monitor, not only this week, but heading into training camp also. Who do you guys think will be the starting center? Type RB for Ryan Bates or CS for Coleman Shelton. I do think it'll be Bates. I think he'll get the first crack at it, but a lot of factors going into this between now and week 1. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to Chicago Bears Now. Again, we'll have full coverage of Mandatory Minicamp over the next 3 days, so don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Get some shout-outs here, then we'll flash a couple of super chats. Wasim going with Bates, so is Kobe, Harley, and Gabriel. What about Dante Pettis for wide receiver 4? Possible, Hunter. I think that pecking order after the top 3 is anyone's ball game. I would lean Tyler Scott's going to get the first crack to be that guy, but it's not a given. Jay Reezy, another Josh saying Bates as well. Couple of super chats. Wasim, shout out to Wasim. I saw earlier episode where you don't want Caleb to be turned into a pocket passer. Do you really think they'd make the same mistakes again? I don't think so. I was just speaking out loud. Like, yes, teach him the offense and the new footwork that he has to learn and how to play under center and all that stuff. But don't, overcoach him in the sense of, hey, on this play, you're supposed to make this read and make this exact throw. Hey, this is the offense, learn it, but still play off your instincts as well. Yeah, if the 10-yard crosser is open on 1st and 10, just take it. But that doesn't mean, he should stop being a playmaker either. I'm not saying they are doing that. I would imagine that the opposite is true, that they would encourage him to be who he is, but he obviously has to learn the basics of the offense and to win in the pocket too, because eventually you do just have to win in the pocket at some point. On a game-winning drive, 2 minutes to go, teams aren't falling for play actions. You got to drop back and deliver the football. It doesn't mean you're never going to get on the edge, run the football as a quarterback or throw on the run. It just means that, 1st and 10, got to deliver the ball. 2nd and 4, got to be able to deliver the ball. So that's all I'm saying, Wasim. The Notcast, appreciate the super. Could you see a Komet breakout year if Caleb favors him? Mahomes-Kelsey connection in Chicago would be dope. Also, could Everett beat out Komet as tight end 1? No, I think I'll answer the second one first. I think there's a clear pecking order. Komet's your top guy, but Everett's more of just a receiving tight end where Komet's going to do both. But he's already broken out. Cole Komet's established. Now, I guess from your standpoint, you're saying could he be a 1,000-yard guy? I don't think so. I just think the receivers on this team are too good. The ball's going to be spread around too much. In fact, his numbers could go down, but he could be a better player, if that makes sense, just because he may not get as many targets. So I think Kmet's going to be a good piece on this offense, but I don't really view him as a threat to be a 1,000-yard guy. I think, for the next 5 years, he's probably between, on the low end, 500 yards and on the high end, 800 yards. I think he'll be in that range pretty consistently. He'll have 50 to 65 catches probably, and that'll be kind of where he sits. Like, he's a very good player. He's not elite, but he's very, very good. For sure a top 10 tight end, fringe top 5, especially as he continues to improve as a blocker. And, again, Gerald Everett's going to be a nice complementary piece that can threaten defenses in the passing game as well. All right, hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. And Colin, we can flash those 2 supers there in the mailbag too if you want. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat.
Get on the show, man.
Questions in. Oh, David Zahn in the chat. He says, what does a boot cost? Ooh. You know what, Zahn? Usually it's 1,000 cumulative, but I'm feeling frisky. If you sent in a $300 Super Chat, I'd knock down a boot on today's show.
How about if he doubles that, I'll race you. So 300, you'll do a boot. 600, and we'll boot race.
Well, let's call it 500 because YouTube caps at 500. He'd have to go Venmo beyond 500. If you send in 500, David, we'll do a boot race. But if you go 300, I'll take one down on my own. I know, Zahn. I'm not really in a. I'm trying to scale back on the alcohol. That's why it's a little bit of a high price. So. Yeah.
But get y'all's questions in, man. We're about to do a mailbag here.
I could lower the price, David, later in the show. So if you're sticking around, feel free to ask me in 30 minutes. That could change. Splash Boys, any nickname for Caleb or Rome yet? Not, you can't force these things. So not yet. Appreciate you, Zahn. You're a real one. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat. Get your questions on the show. And can we get a Mike Glennon in the chat? Good old Mike Glennon. Never forget when they paid Mike Glennon real money. All right. Doomsday. I like that. All right, we're going to get to your questions here. Continue to load them up. Need a few more. And we'll answer your questions for the next 10 to 12 minutes. And then we got one more segment before our Madden Sim. So if I'm guessing probably 4:55 or so, I think that'll be the range of when we get to our Madden simulation. So anyone who needs to step out and come back, be locked in for then. All right, here we go. Let's dive into our mailbag. Kicking off our Bears Now mailbag. Oh, hang on a second. Here comes David Zahn. We'll get back to Nighthawk in a second. Because this one's coming in from David Zahn. Boom! Shout out to Zahn. I'll tell you what, Zahn. If someone matches your 100, I'll do a boot. If someone matches your 100, I'll do a boot.
Start off the Monday off right.
You also get into our helmet Hall of Fame here, Zahn. I think your first sticker on this helmet. Shout out to Zahn.
You knew he was coming through.
You knew Zahn was going to, get things going a little bit here. Get the booms in the chat. T-Mag, can't do that live. That's a no-go. Camwin, Augustine. Shout out to Zahn. If no one matches you, Zahn, I'll still take down a beer bong before the show ends. But shout out to you for kicking things off. All right, let's get to our mailbag episode here on Bears Now. I'm Harrison Graham. Nighthawk is kicking off our Bears Now mailbag. He asks, could the Bears sign Michael Thomas as a wide receiver 4 if the Bears don't feel great about Tyler Scott? And yeah, I think the second part of that's key. I think ideally Tyler Scott would be that guy. But Michael Thomas, as we're filming this, still out there. It's obviously been a tumultuous few years. He's had a lot of injuries. Last year played in just 10 games, but decent numbers in those 10 games. If he played 17, he probably would have had about a 750-yard season. So certainly not bad. He's not that number one guy we saw way back in 2019. Didn't even play in 2021. Only 7 games in 23 games in 22. So he's missed a lot of time over the past 4 seasons. The only issue is, you bring him in. Yeah, in theory, he probably is your fourth best receiver, and maybe even your third if Odunze isn't quite ready, although I think he's going to be. The issue is, let's say he is your fourth best receiver. Okay, cool. That's an upgrade at that spot. Are you going to bring in Michael Thomas to be your fourth receiver when he's not going to play at all on special teams and he's had the injuries that he's had? I don't see it. I don't see it happening. If you're Michael Thomas, why would you sign with the Bears, who have the best wide receiver trio on paper, when there's other teams out there where he could conceivably be like their number 2 receiver still? As crazy as it sounds, a team like the Chiefs, he could be their 2 or 3, especially if Rashee Rice misses time with the suspension. So I don't think the Bears are the fit for him. I'd be surprised if he ended up here, but we'll have to wait and see. You never know, I guess. But if they sign a receiver, I think it's going to be a guy that probably offers more speed and can play a little bit on special teams. Like McCole Hardman's still out there. That could be a guy maybe the Bears would consider, especially if Velus Jones isn't producing. Would you sign Michael Thomas? What do you guys think? Type S for sign or P for pass. I'd probably pass here. The injuries, I don't think it makes sense from his standpoint or the Bears, so I think I'm going to look the other way here. Mr. Nobody TV with the super chat. He says, trade 2025 second for Vita Vea or Greg Rousseau. I mean, I'd do that. For sure for Rousseau, who's a young, emerging edge rusher. And, by the way, the Bears' new defensive coordinator, Eric Washington, came from Buffalo, who groomed Rousseau to become one of the best young pass rushers in the NFL. So I would do that. Can't imagine Buffalo would trade a young asset like that for a second. Vita Vea may be more gettable. He's getting a little bit older. The only issue is he's more of a nose tackle. So, he plays nose. Billings becomes your backup, who you signed to a decent 2-year contract. He's obviously much better than Billings, but you still have the 3-tech question mark. So that would be the only issue there. Doesn't mean I wouldn't do it, but the value would be pretty decent, even though the fit may not be the best when you need more of a 3-tech. The Notcast with the super chat, he says, could you see Kmet breakout year if Caleb favors him? A Mahomes plus Kelsey connection in Chicago would be dope. Also, could Everett be out Kmet as tight end 1? Everett's tight end 2. He's just kind of a receiving tight end. He'll block occasionally, but not much. Kmet obviously does both. He's the clear tight end 1. That being said, A, he's already broken out. B, I guess what you're saying is if he becomes a 1,000-yard tight end, I don't really think that's his game. A, this team's loaded with receivers now. B, as good as Kmet is, he's nowhere near Kelsey. Nowhere near. Even if Caleb and Kmet built an awesome connection, he's not going to be a guy that catches the ball over the middle, pivots and spins the other way and gives you 30 yards after the catch like Kelsey can. Just not his game. He's just not that agile. He's reliable. He's got strong hands. He'll break the occasional tackle, but he's just not the fluid receiving catcher that Travis Kelsey is. He's just a completely different player. So I could actually see him getting better, but his numbers going down just because there's so many more weapons in this offense now. So kind of a long-winded answer of saying it's not going to be a Mahomes Kelsey 2.0. That doesn't mean he's not going to be a good player in this offense, though. He has been the last few years. Hit that subscribe button, because if you want to be a part of these mailbag episodes, got to join us live, because we take your questions only on live shows. So hit that sub button, turn on notifications. That way you know exactly when we go live. Usually live on Mondays and Thursdays at 4 o'clock Central Time. Wasim Khan with the super, appreciate it. He said, saw the earlier episode where you don't want Caleb to be turned into a pocket passer. Do you really think they'd make the same mistakes again? Just to clarify here, there was a report from Jeremy Fowler saying that the Bears and Caleb are working overtime, to get him up to speed with the playbook, the new footwork, all that stuff, which every quarterback has to go through that. My only thing that I was saying is just don't coach the playmaking out of them. I don't have any reason to believe they're doing that. I'm just saying don't do that. Let him be him. Now, he's got to learn the balance of when to play within structure, when to play within the offense, and when to, escape and let instincts take over. And I would encourage the Bears to encourage Caleb to be himself, but also understanding, hey, 1st and 10, if the 8-yard in route is open, just throw it. Just hit it. We'll take 2nd and 2. So, you gotta find that balance. I have no reason to believe Wasim, they're going to coach the incredible playmaking out of him, because that's what makes him special. Dave is a beastly. Will Caleb break the 4,000-yard record for the Bears? The answer is yes. Whether it happens this year, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty confident he will eventually. I think he's got a shot to do it this year, which would be awesome as a rookie. If he does that, he will run away with Rookie of the Year. But I think he will do it. I just don't know if it'll be this year. But he's got a shot with these weapons, man. These three receivers, Kmet, Swift out of the backfield. It's absolutely doable. It's absolutely doable. Jay Reezy, if we wanted to trade up for Rome, why not MHJ or Neighbors? Just curious. I mean, you know what's pretty interesting here is the Bears on 1920 Drive, their latest episode on YouTube, which, by the way, appreciate all your messages. They used a couple of clips from our show. That's pretty cool. That's a credit to you guys for how much we've grown. But Ian Cunningham, after they got a Dunze at 9, shook Ryan Poles' hand and said, pretty cool, we got our number 1 and number 2 guy. If we're to take that literally, that means they had a Dunze as the number 2 player on their board. And remember those reports before the draft. Some teams have a Dunze as the top receiver. Some teams have Neighbors as the top receiver. They clearly had him ahead of Neighbors if you were watching that episode. Like, Poles was getting jittery at 6, like, oh, I'm worried that the Giants are going to take Rome. But then Eberflus was like, I think they're going to take Neighbors. They clearly had him ahead of Neighbors, and there's reason to believe they had him ahead of Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, I personally liked MHJ more than I thought it was neck and neck with Neighbors, but they clearly liked him a lot, and the value at 9, regardless of your receiver rankings, I had him as my number 4 overall prospect. I had Caleb in the 3 receivers. It was great value regardless. Predict the Bears 2024 record, 17-game season. What do you think the Bears will do? If you missed it, subscribe, go to the content tab. I've got a full episode of my record prediction, game-by-game prediction, and where the Bears end up this year, so go check that out. Winnie DePuhole, what a name. Do you think her on Dexter has over/under 8 sacks? I think her is Jervon. I think you got typoed there. I would take the under. I mean, 2.5 last year. I get it. He's going to get a chance to be their starter, and I do think he'll play better. I mean, if he doubles that number, you got to be pretty happy, right? Like, if Jervon Dexter has a 5-sack season, I mean, are we pouting over here? I'd be pretty pleased with that. If he has 8+, I mean, you're talking about one of the more disruptive interior guys in the league. So, if he gave me 5 or more, I'd be pretty pleased. I would take the under 8, though. DC Viper, could the Bears sign Sterling Shepard or Russell Gage for depth at receiver? They could. Again, similar to the Michael Thomas discussion, especially for Shepard. With the injuries he's had, he's not playing special teams. Now, if he wants to come in and fight for a roster spot, sure. Russell Gage, he could give you some punch on special teams, so that's an interesting one. But yeah, again, most teams operate. If you're not a starter at receiver or corner or safety, one of these skill position groups, you got to be able to provide special teams value. Like, Michael Thomas ain't got to be a gunner on special teams. It's just not going to happen. So Sterling Shepard, with all his injuries, he's not playing special teams. So you got to factor those things in. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to our mailbag episode. If you missed out, subscribe to the channel right here. We appreciate everybody getting their questions in. You can also follow me on social media at HGramNFL, both on Twitter and Instagram over there. All right, get your record predictions in. T-Mag, 12-4-1. We tie in London. That's a bold prediction. Get a tie in there. Don Burr, our resident Lions fan, says 2-15. Don, if the Bears go 2-15, I think they had about 20 season-ending injuries. Sam Lecterra, I don't know. I don't think they even looked to trade at 9. They wanted Rome. Once Rome was there at 9, that was kind of a done deal. If you watch that video, like, they were sweating it out hoping Rome got to 9. That was kind of a done deal, I think. Yeah, I'll say this, Matt Nagy, 2-15. I think the old Flus is going to be out of here. Ron says 17-0. Caleb 12-5. Augustine 11-6. Jay Reezy 11-6. Liam 0-17. 17 ties. I wonder if he tied 17 times. Is there a scenario? How does the math work, Colin, if you tie all 17 games?
So if you tie all 17 games, you're
still
better than somebody who's 0-17, but you're not as good as somebody that's 17-0. That's all I know.
I guess I'm wondering, like, is 8-9 higher in the standings than 0-17?
That is a great
I don't know how that works. I mean, it's never going to happen,
It's never
obviously,
gonna
but
happen,
like,
right.
I actually don't know the math behind that.
Because if a team's 8-8-1, they're higher than the 8-9 team. So you would think.
But 0 win.
Yeah, like that's.
I don't know how that works.
I'm not gonna lie. I am not an expert on ties.
Johnny says it goes by wins. I think you'd have to have wins too. Now, I think if you were 0-17, you'd be higher in the standings than 1-16. But I don't know. Got another super chat from Mr. Nobody. He says, by the way, you're always a somebody here, Mr. Nobody. If Rome went 6 to New York and Neighbors fell, do you think Poles would have grabbed him? And about my Rousseau question, what would you be willing to give up for him? Let me just double check what Rousseau did last year. Let's see. He was pretty damn good from what I remember. 5 sacks last year, so maybe a second-round pick's a little rich. Maybe a third.
So we've got
good young player still.
We've got somewhat an answer.
Okay.
Again, this is from the internet, not a reliable source, but apparently a tie counts as basically half a win.
So you'd be 8-8. So 8-8-1's the same as 0-17,
according to the internet. Now, again, don't take that verbatim, but that's what
I feel like that would be a situation where the NFL would have to step in and make some kind of ruling.
Yeah,
but
100%. That would just be amazing.
I don't know.
If that actually happened.
That would be incredible. I don't know. To your first question, I'm not sure. I think they would have been open to Neighbors, but they clearly liked Rome a lot more. And I think the off-the-field character is a big reason for that. Not that Neighbors has bad character, but Rome was considered one of the cleanest prospects in this draft, whereas Neighbors, some people, he had a Bourbon Street, handgun incident, a couple of minor things. But I don't know. I think they would have been more open to trading. I'll say that. Maybe they try to get a team to trade up for McCarthy, who went 10. Who knows? All right, one more segment, and then we'll get into our next Madden stream coming up in about 12, 15 minutes. So between 4:50 and 5 o'clock, we'll be doing our Madden Week 3 sim, Bears versus Colts, so stay tuned for that. But first, let's get into our final segment. Just going to hit on a couple of Bears rumors here. On today's Bears Rumors show, a surprising trade idea that I saw circulating around the internet. I want to dive into that. Plus, is Keenan Allen just a one-year rental, nothing more, nothing less? We'll dive into that as well. Now, help us out. Share this video on X, Twitter, whatever you guys want to call it. Click the share icon and post to X. I think most mobile devices have it as X now through the YouTube app. Once you click X, it'll let you post it. If you want to go above and beyond, tag me in the post at HGramNFL. I'll give you guys a retweet, repost, whatever they're calling it now. Let's share this video all over social media. Could the Bears trade Tremaine Edmunds? Welcome to Chicago Bears Now. I'm Harrison Graham. Bleacher Report dropped an article of one trade candidate for every team, and they mentioned Tremaine Edmunds, which was pretty surprising to me. Let's hear what Gary Davenport had to say here, then I'll kind of give my thoughts here. 1 year ago, the Bears inked linebacker Tremaine Edmunds to a 4-year, $72 million deal to lead the Bears defense. The problem is Edmunds didn't play like an $18 million linebacker last year. He was badly outplayed by fellow newcomer TJ Edwards. Now, let me first say, I actually agree with that to an extent, that Edwards outplayed him by a pretty decent margin. Now, badly outplayed might be strong. Early in the year, I would agree. I thought Edmunds picked it up later in the year. But this is not happening 1 year into a 4-year contract. Like, they've made a pretty heavy investment into Tremaine Edmunds. And yes, last year, like when you dive into the advanced analytical statistics and stuff like that, it wasn't great. But Edmunds still did a decent amount of damage last season. He had over 100 tackles with 113. He had 5 tackles for a loss, 4 interceptions, with a lot of those coming late in the year, including a pick 6 against the Cleveland Browns, 7 breakups and a forced fumble. Like, he wasn't a disaster. Now, again, you kind of dive into the deeper X's and O's, snap by snap. Pro Football Focus wasn't a fan of how he played, 56.6 overall. Run defense coverage, pretty similar, 57-58. And look, how many times were we sitting there on watch parties like, Edmunds just missed a tackle again. He's not in the right spot in coverage. Like, he was not great by any means. He did not play up to his contract. There's simply no doubt about it. He did not live up to a 4-year, $72 million deal. But you got to remember, it was a 4-year deal. And it was kind of a 2+2. They could get out of it. And I was a little surprised. As a post-June 1st trade, it would actually save Chicago $20 million against the cap this year. That's pretty notable. Right now, they got about $22 million. It's going to go down to 12 or so, though, once they sign Caleb and Rome to their rookie deals. So $12 million, decent amount still, but that would be 32 all of a sudden. The problem is like, what are they doing with that $32 million? Like, there's not a player in free agency that's probably better than Tremaine Edmunds. Like, is he overpaid? Probably. Definitely based on how he played last year. But it also kind of evens out because TJ Edwards is underpaid. Like, he outplayed his 3-year, $19 million contract, a.k.a. $6.5 million per year. So, you kind of look at it from that standpoint. Both those guys are counting about $24-25 million per year. 12.5 each. I'll live with those numbers. Here's also why he won't get traded. I thought he finished last season on a pretty high note. I thought his last 4 or 5 games were his best of the year. He's a big leader on this defense, too. Like, I can't remember what the award was called, but they gave him a team award after the season. Flus loves the guy. Now, Eric Washington coming over from Buffalo, where Edmunds was the first 5 years of his career. He's the defensive coordinator here. There's familiarity between those two. Sure, if he's average this year, he's probably gone after this season because you can get out of it after this year with not much future penalty at all. Like, yes, you save $20 million this year, but there's still some dead cap next year, whereas if you wait a year, it's just limited dead cap moving forward for the next 2 years. So I think he's here. He's clearly going to be on this team. Beyond this year, if we get kind of the same year as last year, it's like, take a pay cut or we're just going to cut you because you haven't lived up to the billing. What do you guys think? Would you consider trading Tremaine Edmunds? Should they trade him? Type T for trade or K for keep. I'm keeping him for now. We're 1 year into this thing. He finished on a high note. Yes, he's overpaid, but that's kind of what happens in free agency a lot of the time. All right, we got some Caleb Williams jerseys available at chatsports.com/Caleb. Put that link in the comments and in the description of this video for you guys. That way you can click and shop today. If you forget about it, just search later, chatsports.com/Caleb. Got the orange, navy, white, all available in pre-order. Again, that is pre-order. These have been flying off the shelf as a rookie draft pick. So it takes a little time to ship out, but you will get it. Chatsports.com/Caleb. Go ahead and check those out. Again, the link is in the description and comments of this video. All right, I wanted to kind of dive back into this wide receiver discussion with Justin Jefferson getting a huge payday, and you got DJ Moore. We talked about that discussion of it earlier on Monday, and now Keenan Allen. I want to get to this part of it. Like, is he just a rental? Because I'm kind of starting to wonder if this is just a 1-year deal. Like, finish out his current contract and then see you later. You look at the market right now, it's just it's exploded, man. And now the difference between Keenan Allen and most of these guys outside of Mike Evans is, he's on the back 9 of his career and perhaps the back 6 in golf terms, final third of his career at 32 years old. Keenan Allen's cap hit this year is already $22 million. Mike Evans just signed a 2 for $41, so that's $20.5 million per year. If you could get him on a 1 or 2 year deal around that figure, I could see the Bears being open to it on a short-term deal. But Keenan Allen, remember this, guys, he was with the Chargers for 11 years, one franchise. A lot of guys at that point in their career, they don't want to move. They don't want to. He's got 4 kids, relocating the family. Restructuring that deal, taking a slight pay cut was a non-starter for him. He was like, a pay cut? I should be getting paid more. So if he's willing to punt on the Chargers after a decade plus there, you think he's going to sign a team-friendly deal at this point in his career to stay with the Bears? Only way that happens is if after this year he's kind of like your clear number 3 after DJ and Rome, and he just wants to stay here. That seems like a long shot. Like, he's going to want to cash in one more time, even if it is on a short-term deal. And I can see the Bears being like, hey, thanks for the 1 year. We only gave up a 4th-round pick. We're going to play the comp pick formula game. We're going to let you hit free agency, maybe get a future 3rd or 4th back and a comp pick. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting when you kind of think about it, where the market is and his age and all that at this point. Before I give more thoughts on this, how many years will Keenan Allen be a Bear? Type 1 for just the 1 year, or type M for more? I'm starting to think just 1. I think there are scenarios where he could be here beyond this year, but, beyond a 1 or 2 year extension at most, I don't think he's going to be here for the foreseeable future. And what's working against Allen when it comes to getting a deal with the Bears, he's already 32. So let's say they play this year out. He turns 33 next April. So are the Bears going to give this guy a 2 or 3 year deal at $25 million per year? Because he produces at a guy worthy of $25 to $30 million. The problem is his age. So it'd probably be closer to 25. Unless it was a 1 year deal, maybe a team would give him 1 year, $30 million. That's not going to break your cap long term, obviously. But you've got that going. Can we go back to some of those other reasons things working against Keenan Allen? Because Rome Odunze just got drafted. I don't think that helps Keenan Allen's long-term viability here. Like, if Rome shows a lot of promise as a rookie, like, Allen kind of loses the leverage in wanting top dollar here. You're going to have to pay DJ Moore soon, who's got 2 years left. But if it's DJ Moore, who's 27, 28, or Keenan Allen at 32, I think DJ Moore's that guy, especially considering what you invested into him in that trade. And with the wide receiver market exploding, that could help Keenan on the free agent market, but not necessarily with the Bears, because they've got DJ and Rome Odunze. So my educated guess is, again, I could see a 1 year extension or a 1 year deal if you play this year out for 2025. $25 million on a 1 year deal is not going to hurt the Bears long term. But quite frankly, I think chances are, if you ask me right now, like, Harrison, gun to your head, what do you think happens? He probably signs elsewhere in free agency. Like, that's just the way I see this probably playing out. Just knowing how Poles operates and Keenan's age, and if Rome is the guy who they think they is, it kind of makes Keenan Allen expendable, but that doesn't mean the trade wasn't worth it. If he's awesome this year and helps Caleb along and helps Rome along, that in itself is worth a 4th-round pick. So we'll see how it plays out. I'd like him to be here beyond this year, but it would not shock me if this is just a 1 year deal. All right, appreciate you guys for tuning in to the latest episode of Chicago Bears Now. A couple of news and rumors items I wanted to get to there. My name is Harrison Graham. Bear down, and don't forget to subscribe. What do you guys think? 1 year, type M for more. Harley thinks it'll be more. Josue thinks 2. Josue says 15 a year. He ain't signing for 15 a year. Unless his play plummets this year. Lloyd says 1. Malcolm, T-Mag, Donald, another Josh say 1. T-Mag says 2. I could see it this year than 1 more year. Like, if I had to guess, I would say it's 1 or 2 years. I don't think he'll be here for, 2026. I don't think he's on this team. 1 at most. Well, it's already going to be 1, DC, this year. So 1, that's the minimum. Keenan's a dog. I love Keenan. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. It's just, I know how these teams operate. There's a reason he went for a 4th-round pick despite being one of the more productive receivers in the NFL last year. Because he's older. He's older. Just how it goes. Older with some minor injury issues. Y'all are frauds. I don't know who you're talking to. 0, he's always hurt. Don, he's gonna eat your lunch on Thanksgiving. He's gonna take your turkey, Don. He's gonna take your turkey. Tom with the $1 super chat, a first timer. Appreciate it, Tom. Appreciate it, Tom. Should retire a Bear. We need to develop our quarterback. I'm in for it, but what if he's sitting there wanting $30 million a year? You gonna pay him $30 million a year? I mean, if you can get him 20 to 25, I'd give him a 2-year extension. Like that, if that Mike Evans deal is on the table, I'd give him that 2 for 41, 30 guaranteed. But I mean, DJ Moore is going to get $30 million a year probably. So I don't know. If Rome Odunze comes out there and lights it up as a rookie, and DJ Moore's the same player he's been, I don't want to say you don't need Keenan Allen, but he's more expendable at that point. You can draft a receiver in the 3rd round next year. Maybe Tyler Scott comes along. Who knows? All right, it is time to get to our Madden Week 3 sim. We'll kind of set things up, and then we will start into it and get into it play-by-play style. Remember, if someone matches David Zahn's $100 Super Chat, not only will you get into the Bears Helmet Hall of Fame, but I will do a beer boot. If not, I will still do a beer bong for David Zahn. Shout out to Zahn for getting the ball rolling today.
Are you ready, Harrison?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get it. It's time for our Chicago Bears Now Madden Week 3 simulation as we're going through every game on the schedule for the 2024 season. My name is Harrison Graham. Bears at Colts for Week 3. I think two of the more intriguing teams in the NFL, Caleb Williams and the Bears, and Anthony Richardson and the Colts, who was showing nice promise early on in the season last year. Colts, tough schedule to start. They're off to an 0-2 start, but this is not a game you can sleepwalk through if you're Chicago, no question about it. Before we get into our stream and our simulation here, predict the score, Bears, Colts, who wins, and what is the final score going to be? Let us know in the comment section below. Now you look at where things sit so far. Bears are 1-1. They took down the Titans 24-17 in Week 1. Lost a heartbreaker 20-17 in Week 2 to the Texans. This is the rest of our simulation schedule. I'm not going to read it verbatim, but we got the Colts today, and then so on and so forth. If you need to screenshot these to just kind of remind yourself this is going to be the live schedule. They will go out as separate videos on demand if you can't catch them live, but it's more fun if you're there live, so keep that in mind here. Doing all 18 games on the schedule between now and July 29th before the preseason opener, the Hall of Fame game on August 1st. All right, here we go. Let's get into our Madden Week 3 sim. Let's get after it as the Bears and the Colts, Caleb Williams, Anthony Richardson, duking it out against one another today. We got producer Cullen hanging out as well. He'll be chiming in on the commentary. David Zahn getting us rolling with the Super Chat as well. Honest question, Harrison, do you think the Bears are in the postseason this year? I think there's a good chance they're a playoff team. I think the NFC North is tough, but I also think in terms of the depth of the NFC, like, after the 49ers, and I'll give the Lions their props, they brought everybody back, like, who is just by far better than the Bears on paper in the NFC? I mean, you would think Philly would be, but they were such a disaster down the stretch last year. The Cowboys didn't add anyone this offseason. The Packers are going to be good, but I think pound for pound, the Bears roster is right there. So I think they'll be in the mix for sure, David.
Why not us?
Why not us? And I don't think it'd be some Cinderella story either if this team won 10, 11 games and made the playoffs. All right, here we go. Bears set to receive. The Notcast says if Caleb is T-Law, how long will that get us? How far will that get us? Imagine T-Law this year with the weapons we have. Super Bowl, I don't know, but T-Law is not a bad fool. Exactly. I would say Trevor Lawrence has been, he hasn't been awesome considering the expectations, but like if that's the floor here, that's still a top 12 NFL quarterback.
That's a really good floor.
Like, for what this
really
franchise has had historically, if that's the floor, sign me up. Sign me up. All right, we're underway. Velus Jones is going to take a knee, and Caleb Williams and the Bears offense come out first. Predict what's going to happen on this drive. Touchdown, field goal, punt, or turnover. And we'll get into it here. The Madden rosters we downloaded have Caleb Williams at an 81 overall. We'll see if he can deliver a win today. Wasim, Trump, T-Mag, Jay Reezy, all typing TD. Here we go. Williams takes the snap, throws into coverage. Looks like it's caught. Gain of 4 to DJ Moore. Gain of 4, like I said. 2nd and 6 here. 2nd and 6. Still getting used to Jalen Johnson rocking number 1. Williams in the shotgun. Swift to his right. Williams. Oh, zone read keeper, Caleb. Gets a gain of about 20 yards out to the 46-yard line. Type those ones. Caleb Williams isn't going to run like Justin Fields, but he's still a 4.6 guy. I mean, he can absolutely run. He's not going to rush for 600-800 yards in a season, but 300 to 500 is definitely on the table. Williams in the shotgun, Swift to his left, Bunch formation here. Swift gets his first. Oh, he's going to keep it again. He should have given that one. Swift had a hole. Gain of 1 on the edge. Bring up 2nd and 9. DC says these Madden sims always punt instead of going for it. Yeah, in most situations, it kind of just does like the default, like, oh, it's 4th down, I guess you punt here. It's a little out of whack. 2nd and 9 here. Williams takes the snap, fires the right side. Oh, that was almost intercepted. Defender jumped the route there. Was that Kenny Moore? Be 3rd and 9 here. Got away with one there. Here we go. Empty set for Williams in the offense. Just shy of midfield. Caleb takes the snap. All day to throw. Fires, caught. It's going to be a 1st down. Type those ones. DJ Moore again. Type those ones again. Antoine, Wasim, Gabriel, Harley, Ron Winarski. Got Sir and Trump getting their ones in as well. Let's go. Dual back formation here for the Bears offense. Williams going to keep it for a 3rd time. Flag coming in. Guessing that's going to be a hold. He picked up about 5. Yeah, this one's coming back. Holding on the offense. Braxton Jones. Downfield hold, so it's going to be 1st and 16. Williams in the shotgun again here. DeAndre Swift to his left. Swift gets his first carry of the game. Gets about 4 yards, 3 yards officially. Call it 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12 here. You're at the 42-yard line, so you need 6-7 yards for a comfortable-ish field goal attempt.
How do you feel through, now we're starting week 3, how accurate do you feel like Madden is with the Bears offense, how it's going to look this year?
It's hard to say. They're throwing a decent amount. Swift picks up 2 more. The problem with the Madden Sims 2 is we're doing 6-minute quarters, and the way these Sims goes, I mean, sometimes that's like only 1 or 2 total game possessions in a quarter. Like last game, the Texans used almost the whole first quarter on their first possession. So, I don't know. They're spreading the ball around. That seems realistic. 3rd and 10 here. Williams, all day to throw. Steps up, throws, caught. DJ Moore breaks a tackle and gets a 1st down. 3rd and more, baby. Type those DJs in the chat. EG says, can you do 8-minute quarters? Maybe later on, but I still have a lot going on. I've been covering the NBA Finals, so the longer the quarters, the longer these Sims go. So for now, we're going to stick with 6. Williams, play action, boot to the left, fires across his body. Almost intercepted. That's one of those on 1st and 10. You don't need to take that chance. Talking about that balance of when to make a decision and when to make a risky decision, when to just dump it off or even just scramble for a few yards. 2nd and 10 coming up here.
Yeah, because that's one of those, he can make that play.
He can make that play. Got to pick and choose when to do it.
Exactly.
Williams takes the snap. Looking, fires. Oh, that's just a miss.
That was dangerous.
Looked like he had a Dunze on the end cut. Now it's going to be 3rd and 10. Got the field goal in your back pocket unless you take a super long sack here, so be calculated in your decision-making. Quads to the left for the Bears offense. Williams throws, end zone, caught! Touchdown, Keenan Allen. Type those TDs in the chat. A basic seam route, and Williams dropped it in the bucket. Type TD in the chat. I'll tell you what, Colin, he just keeps firing here.
He's got that mentality, man. I'm not afraid for him to take chances. Like, I feel comfortable with him letting it rip.
I said it earlier, if you watched our earlier episode on Monday, like, I'd rather have Josh Allen than the guy who's afraid to pull the trigger. Like, I get it. Ideally, Allen would cut his turnovers down by, 20, 25%, but, like, the guy also gives you, like, 45 touchdowns. It's like, and you feel like every time you're on the field, he's got a chance. Like, if Mahomes isn't in the league, Allen might have, like, 2 Super Bowls by now. Seriously.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I mean, again, like you said, you always have a chance. And with Caleb, I really do think you always have a chance.
Yeah, I think if he hits his potential, he's going to be in that group of quarterbacks where when he's on the field, you feel like you have a chance to win. 7-0 Bears. Extra point by Cairo Santos is good. Torrey Taylor set to kick off. I'll be curious to see who handles kickoff duties. I would expect Cairo Santos, but we'll see. Taylor boots it away. 4 yards deep, and the Colts will also take a knee. Here comes Anthony Richardson. Played in 4 or 5 games last year before a season-ending shoulder injury. His overall is a 74. I think it should be a little bit higher. I think he's going to be pretty good this year. Do you think the Bears may go for 2 after a TD this year out of the blue? Maybe. Richardson in the pistol. Hands it off. Jonathan Taylor picks up 7. Bring up 2nd and 3. Tell you what, man. I think Richardson went into a pretty great situation because I like Shane Steichen a lot. They can run the football with Taylor. They've got multiple good receivers. I would not be shocked if the Colts won the AFC South. I'd pick the Texans, I think, but I think the Colts could win it.
I've talked about this so much with our Texans host here. Like, the Colts are the biggest threat, not the Jaguars in the AFC South.
I agree. I think the Jags, this could be kind of an eye-awakening year where, like, Peterson could be on the hot seat soon. Richardson throws too high there. Those are going to be some of the things that the Colts have to accept. Like, Richardson's going to miss some throws, but he is just so dynamic as an athlete. 3rd and 3 here. Like, they could go zone read here, which it looks like they're going to do. There he goes. He's running up the left sideline. Like, he's going to be a fantasy football weapon up near midfield, gain of 17. What do you do there? You either crash on Jonathan Taylor or Anthony Richardson one-on-one with an edge rusher.
Yeah, that's the problem that he has. And he could also, if you're a defensive back, he might run you over too. Now, probably wouldn't be the smartest thing given what happened last year. But
yeah. He's not quite Fields as a runner, but with how big he is, like, I think he could be Josh Allen with a little more speed as a runner. Richardson hands off Taylor, gain of 3, be 2nd and 7. Type stop in the chat. Let's get a stop. Let's get a stop here. Who has the Bears record for most throwing touchdowns? I think it's Eric Kramer with 29, I believe. No one's ever hit 30. Only franchise in the NFL without a 4,000-yard passer or a 30-touchdown thrower. Kind of ridiculous. Ooh, that ball's tipping around. Caught. Gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Alec Pierce. Gain of 4. Pierce is good, too. I liked him coming out a couple years ago.
They have the depth. Pierce, Downs, Adonai Mitchell, and Pittman? Those are 4 legit guys right there.
No doubt about it. End of the quarter. Bears 7, Colts nothing. We'll take a quick pause right here. We got some Rome Odunze jerseys available. If you guys want to get yourself a new Rome jersey, all you got to do is go to chatsports.com/Rome. That's chatsports.com/Rome. Plenty of them available for you to pre-order. Rookie jerseys still taking a little while, but you'll get them well before the season starts. Chatsports.com/Rome. Click and shop today. Link is in the comments and description of this video. All right, let's get to second quarter action here. Colts got a 3rd and 3 coming up. They're going the other way now. Kind of in that no man's land territory. Richardson, play fake, throws downfield, got a man, caught inside the 10. Jalen Johnson rarely gets beat, got beat that time for a gain of about 35.
That might be Madden at its finest, because I don't know if Alec Pierce is burning Jalen Johnson.
On a straight go route? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And I like Alec Pierce, but Jalen Johnson, one of the best, if not the best corner in the league last year. 1st and goal at the 7, and I think this is where Steichen will use Richardson's running ability a lot.
Maybe a lot of heavy packages, maybe?
QB power, zone read. They can really open up the full playbook here. Richardson going to hand. Taylor breaks a tackle, driving. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 1. 2nd and goal at the 1. Colts looking to respond to the Bears' opening drive touchdown. Let's see if they tie this one up. Richardson in the pistol. I would guess a little zone read action here. Richardson, hands off. Oh, Taylor got stuffed. They tried to find the edge, and that got blown up, and now it's third down. 3rd and goal at the 5. Type those 3s. We'll keep it here, but type those 3s. Pistol formation. Richardson in the pistol. Looking, throws, tipped at the line. Colts are going to have to settle for a field goal attempt. That's how you win in today's NFL. You got to get those red zone stops. Richardson wants to go for it, but I think the Colts are going to send out the kicking unit. Yeah, here he comes. They're going to take the chip shot 22-yarder from the left hash. Oh, they're faking it, and it does not work. A fake field goal in a Madden simulation. That is shocking, Cullen. On a sim, that is like Joe Flacco had no chance there. No
what
chance.
What were they thinking?
That is an awful decision.
What? This is definitely Madden. This is Madden at its finest.
You never know what you're going to get on these Madden sims.
No, you do not.
You never know what you're going to get. All right, Caleb Williams, take it over again. He's in the shotgun, takes the snap, 7-step drop. Williams dumps it off underneath. Rome Odunze's first catch of the day is a gain of 6. Man, with limited possessions in these Madden sims, you score here, you're going to be in a good position. Got to be in a good position. Williams in the shotgun. Swift to his left. Trying to get them to jump on a hard count. They don't. Williams takes the snap, throws underneath, caught again. DJ Moore, I think he's got 4 catches. First down. Type those ones. He's got 4 catches for 55 yards. 3:40 to go in the half. If you could score here, really put the pressure on. Antoine getting his ones in. Williams in the shotgun. Hands it off. Swift. That one's blown up. Looks like Buckner in there. One of Matt Eberflus's former favorites. Loss of 2. Loss of 2. Bring up 2nd and 12. 3 minutes to go. Bears at their own 22. Williams in the shotgun. Play fake. Going to take off again. Fumble! Colts recover. Colts recover. Caleb Williams turns it over. Type F in the chat. Type F in the chat. Didn't put it away. I think that was like one fair criticism of Williams last year at USC. He was a little loose with the ball as a ball carrier and had a bit of a fumbling problem, and that showed up there.
Yeah, it came back to bite him. I mean, just a little too aggressive right there.
Yeah. They're running that zone read keeper a lot. Now Anthony Richardson looking to pounce. In the shotgun, takes the snap. Richardson throws it right side. Nice back shoulder ball to the 2-yard line. Who's number 1? Is that Mitchell? Oh, Josh Downs. Got a nice little group, man. If Mitchell works out, I mean, you got Downs, Mitchell, Pittman, and Pierce. That's a nice little quartet there. 1st and goal at the 2. Richardson takes the snap, spinning left, throws into the flat. Mo Alley Cox. He scores. Extra point away from tying the game. Type F Indy in the chat. F Indy in the chat. Turnovers on your own side of the field. That's you're going to pay more often than not. Good job by Richardson spinning out and finding his outlet. Don't think they'll fake this extra point, Colin.
You never know. You never know.
See what Joe Flacco has up his sleeve.
Looks like an extra.
Extra point is good. We're tied at 7. Good news is Bears have all 3 timeouts, 2.5 minutes left. Bounce back ability, that's what you want to see from your rookie quarterback here.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see.
How do they respond? Man, that's like you said it best. You cannot have a turnover in your own half like that.
Yeah. You're just going to pay. Their teams are going to make you pay in this league. Bayless Jones Jr. back to receive the kickoff. See if he gets an opportunity here. Looks like he will, right from the goal line. Here he comes. Jones past the 20 to about the 22. Bring up 1st and 10. All right, Caleb, here we go. Let's get the 18s going. Show them some love. Let's get the 18s going in the chat. Williams in the gun, Swift to his left. Just a 6-man box. They are going to run it. Swift, easy 15 yards here. That's a light box, easy decision there. Just give to DeAndre Swift. Bears over 100 yards on the day. Some of these after play, like player interactions, it's like Madden's got to update this shit, man.
They've been needing to do it for years now.
Yeah. I'm glad EA's putting a lot of energy into the college football game. Like,
cannot wait.
If that game delivers, I'm all good. All right, 2-minute warning. Caleb Williams in the gun, takes the snap, setting up a screen. Swift has room, gets a nice initial block, and then the Colts pounce. Still a gain of 6, minute 52 and counting. Williams 7 of 10 with a touchdown pass. Swift's first catch of the game. Here we go. Williams in the shotgun, Swift to his left. Twins to the right, DJ Moore to the left. Williams throws up the seam. He's got, dropped. The big hit forced the drop. That was a good ball from Williams. Can't tell who was on the receiving end of that attempt. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 with a minute and a half to go. 2-back formation here. Kind of a stacked box. Should have some man coverage opportunities. Williams takes the snap, steps up, throws over the middle, caught. It's Cole Kmet's first catch of the game. Type those ones. Type those ones. Into Colts territory, right around field goal range. Good throw with anticipation there. Kind of a deep in route. Skinny post, if you will. Minute 12 to go. Got plenty of time, but don't want to spend too much here dilly-dallying. Williams, with a minute left, under a minute now, takes the snap. Looking, still looking, fires deep! Caught inside the 10. Timeout Bears with 52 seconds left. Keenan Allen on kind of an arrow route out of the slot. Just kind of a slot fade here, slot corner. Beats his man. Williams puts it on the outer shoulder up to the 7-yard line. Here we go. The Bears are under center. 2 timeouts, 53 seconds left. Williams takes the snap. Looking, throws left side, caught. DJ Moore, his 6th catch of the day. Type those TDs. Big response from the rookie quarterback on that drive.
That's what you love to see. Caleb had no fear, drove him right down the field, and responded.
Great catch from DJ. A little diving effort. Not sure he needed to dive, but for the aesthetics, it was cool. Makes it 13-7, extra point away from going up 14-7. Cairo Santos on for the point after. And it's good. Let's see if the defense can get a stop here. 49 seconds left. Colts do have 3 timeouts. I would expect Shane Steichen to play this aggressively.
Yeah, and ultimately, hey, your defense needs to step up here. Whether it's just, holding them to a field goal or, heck, holding them to scoreless the rest of the half.
Yeah, 3 or less here. 3 or less here. Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying these Madden streams. We do these a couple times a week, doing the whole Bears schedule. Also, we, of course, cover the latest Bears news, rumors, got mandatory minicamp coverage this week, and a whole lot more. Daily videos here on the channel, so go ahead and subscribe. All right, kickoff is away. Colts are going to get an opportunity here. Past the 20 and whacked down at the 23, call it the 24. Here comes Anthony Richardson with 45 seconds left. Needs about 40 yards or so to get into field goal range. Richardson takes the snap. Bears bring pressure. He throws right side. Good breakup from Jalen Johnson. Jumps on it, gets a hand in there, knocks it away. Could be 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 here. Here we go. Richardson in the gun. Takes the snap, 4-man rush, throws quickly left side, broken up again. Tyreek Stevenson, going to be 3rd and 10. Type those threes. Type those threes. If you get a 3 and out, you could get the ball back with the chance to get points. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Antoine, John getting those threes in, Gabriel. Trump NFL, get those threes in. Richardson hands it off. Taylor, oh gosh, they played the pass and he breaks through for 11. Timeout Colts. They just wanted to keep the clock moving there, and they busted loose for 11.
You always hate giving up those first down draws or whatever.
Kind of a give-up play, and they find a seam.
Yeah.
All right, now you just got to try and get a stop here. Richardson takes the snap. Looking, throws over the middle, caught. Big hit by T.J. Edwards, but Pittman hangs on to it. Second time out of the half. Now the Colts need about 12, 15 yards to get into field goal range. Probably more like 15. Plenty of time, though. 29 seconds, still have one timeout. Richardson back in the shotgun. See if the Bears bring pressure here. They won't. 4-man rush. He throws right side. Tipped again. Jalen Johnson, after getting beat early, a couple of nice breakups here in the second quarter. It's getting chippy with Alec Pierce after the play as well. Bring up 2nd and 10. Richardson in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking. O-line holds up. He's going to take off and run. Richardson down to about the 36. That's going to get them right into the border of field goal range. They might just run this down and take a timeout, kick a field goal. I think that's what they're going to do. Yeah, with 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Timeout Colts. It's going to be about a 53, 54-yard attempt from the right hash. Good job by Richardson to get out and scramble for some valuable yards there. Madden showing the huddle, but I'm pretty confident they're going to be kicking a field goal here. Let's see. Yep, 54 yards from the right hash. Let's see if they knock it through. Snap is down, kick is up. Kick is, I think, good. It is good. 14-10. So a draw play on 3rd and 10 to keep the drive alive, and an Anthony Richardson scramble. By the way, that's how you know Madden's unrealistic. A 54-yard field goal would not just take 3 seconds. Snap, hold, and kick, that's going to take longer than 3 seconds. So now the Colts have to kick off. Get the Bear Downs in the chat, up 14-10. Likely at the half unless Velus Jones takes this one to the house. He's ready for an opportunity here. Colts kick it away. Kind of a pooch kick to the 6-yard line. Here comes Velus. Past the 20. He'll go down at the 25, and that is halftime. That is halftime. All right. Got some Caleb Williams jerseys available as well at chatsports.com/Caleb. That is chatsports.com/Caleb. You can get them in all colors, all sizes. Pre-order them. You'll get them well before the season. Chatsports.com/Caleb. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Also, I want to just get a gauge from you guys. Are you enjoying these Madden Sims? If you are, type Y for yes. If you're not, type in for no. And if you're not, hey, this is, one occasional video per week. We're covering the real Bears team on a daily basis. News, rumors, free agency, if any moves happen there. We covered OTAs. We got minicamp covered. We're going to cover training camp, all that stuff. Y for yes and for no on the Madden Sims, and appreciate everybody tuning in. All right, let's get to some third quarter action here as the Bears lead the Colts 14-10. Already owe one beer bong. I'll tell you what, I'll go 50% off on the second one. If someone sends in a 50, I'll knock out a second one.
I was going to say, I'll join you too.
Beer bong race for a 50?
You You don't have to drink by yourself on a Monday.
All right, beer bong race for a 50. Cullen and I will do a race for 50 if anyone's interested.
Let's do it. What are you looking for in the second half, by the way?
The opening drive stop here would be nice. If you can get a stop and score, you can, it's not over, but you feel good about your chances of winning. Mm-hmm. No turnovers. You had your one offensive turnover. Take care of the football here. But let's see if the defense can get a second half stop. Shout out Welke with the $2 super chat. Shout out Welke. Says, thank you for everything. I don't know what you mean by everything, but if you mean just our Bears coverage, got you, man. We have a fun time. We have a fun time doing it, so we'll keep doing this for you guys. Appreciate the super chat. You guys can tag team the 52. Welke just got it started with 2. 48 more. Cullen and I are knocking out a beer bong race. Torrey Taylor kicks it away. This one's going to be a touchback. Here comes Anthony Richardson and the Colts looking to potentially take a lead with the touchdown drive. Here we go. Getting the second half underway. Richardson in the shotgun, takes the snap, still looking, throws into the right flat on a little drag, gain of 4. Good pursuit from Tremaine Edmunds to limit the damage there. Bring up 2nd and 6. Predict what's going to happen on this drive. Touchdown, field goal, punt, or turnover. Pistol formation from Richardson. Hands it off. Taylor makes a cut and gets a first down. DC asks, which team on the schedule do you think will be the toughest to beat? Probably the 49ers on the road. I think that's the hardest game on the schedule. You got to say the Packers, too. They've had your number. You haven't beaten them in 5 years, so I'd say the Packers and the 49ers on the road. Richardson in the shotgun. Hands it off. Taylor looking to bounce it. Breaks 1 tackle, but gets just 2 yards. Good pursuit from Bears defense here. John says punt. Harley says turnover. DC says touchdown. Colin Durr, he chips in $2. So that's 4 down, 46 more, and we're doing a beer bong race. Got 230 people watching. 46 more as Jonathan Taylor is loose. Oh, what a juke move. Inside the Bears 40, down to the 32. Big gainer there, about a 30-yard carry from Jonathan Taylor. Welke with the 5, so we're 9 of the 50 there. $9 of 50 there. He says, I wasn't being sarcastic. I enjoyed the channel and your coverage. Best Chat Sports host. Appreciate that, Welke. There's a lot of people here doing good work. Couldn't do it without the guys behind the scenes, without our awesome producers like Cullen as well. So they make guys like me look good. So appreciate it, Welke. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's try to hold him to 3. Keep this lead. Richardson, 7-step drop. Oh, he's going to go down. DeMarcus Walker with the sack. Type sack in the chat. Get the sacks going. That knocks the Colts out of field goal range for now as well. Big and timely sack from DeMarcus Walker. NFL Productions, Murderous Water, Antoine Harley. Richardson going to hand off this time. Not much doing. Gain of 1 from Taylor. It's going to bring up 3rd and 17. So if you're the Colts, you might just play for field goal here. You need 4 or 5 yards to attempt a more comfortable field goal. From here, you're looking at about a 58-yarder.
Let's get another sack here. Come on. I'm down.
Sack, incompletion, any of that would force a punt.
Any of it would. Let's freaking go, man.
Richardson takes the snap. 4-man rush. All day to throw. Dumps it off underneath. Make a tackle. All right, that works. That gets him into field goal range, but good pursuit to the football.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there's Wasim.
There
Wasim. Shout out to Wasim. Says, drink up, guys. We got you, Wasim. How about this? At the end of the 3rd quarter, we'll do a beer bong race.
Let's do it.
Colin, if you want to have
yeah, I can get someone on that.
Someone bring in a couple of Merbongas and Happy Dads, we can get that going. It's going to be 14-13 now. Bears set to get the ball back. Touchdown here would make it an 8-point game. All right, Colts set to kick it. Bayless Jones going to bring it 2 yards deep and nowhere to go. Only gets to the 17. All right, that's for Caleb Williams and the Bears offense take over. Williams in the shotgun, leading by a point. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it here. Keep it wrapped up, Caleb. Gain of 5. Julian Blattman with the tackle. 2nd and 5 there. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Critical drive here. Critical drive here. Caleb Williams in the shotgun for 2nd and 5. Williams fakes the handoff again, makes a man miss. Here he goes. Took a big hit and held on. What's up, Seeps?
Heard you need a beer bong.
We're doing I haven't done one of these in ages. You gonna hop in with us?
I'll hop in with you guys.
All right. So at the end of the third quarter, minute 20 left, we'll do a Cullen, Seeps, Harrison 3-man beer bong race here. You want to get a couple Merbongas for us? All right, sweet. Swift gets a carry, gets about 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Bring up 2nd and 8 here. All right, here we go. Williams in the gun. Takes the snap. Going to keep it again. I'll tell you what, they're crashing on the handoff, and so Williams is forced to keep, and now it's 3rd and 5. Yeah, I'll take a dad, yeah. You can just bring a couple in here for Cullen and I. All right, here we go. 3rd and 5. Big play here. Final 30 seconds of the quarter. Williams in the shotgun. Going to have to throw it here. Takes the snap. Looking. Still looking. Steps up. He may scramble for it. He will. He'll dive to midfield. Type those ones. That's going to be the end of the third quarter. Get your 4s up. Fourth quarter time. Get your 4s up. Matt Nagy in the chat. We need a curl route. That's what we'd get if you were coaching. Get your 4s up. It's fourth quarter time. Oh man, you brought in the cold boys, didn't you? It's all good. No, it's we're committed here. We are committed. All right. So before the fourth quarter, Colin, you want to go to just 3-man full screen here, and we'll knock this bad boy out. All right. Yeah. They're so comfy, dude. All right. Shout out Seeps for hopping on here. He hosts our Bulls Report channel. What was today's episode?
Today was the asking price for Zach Levine significantly dropped.
Well, shocker.
Yeah, shocker there.
What do you think he realistically goes for? Salary match in a second?
Salary match, and I said, and today it was the Pistons moving up to 5. So you sent 11 for 5, and then Levine and salary match.
So you're going to move. That is brutal.
Yeah, well, that's all they can get.
Why did they not trade him last offseason?
Zach Levine sucks. Shout out to John.
Also, shout out to AK for not knowing how to run a NBA organization. All right, here we go. I'm going to count down from 3, 3, 2, 1. On go, we'll start. You cock yours on 1.
Okay.
On 1, and then we go on go. C for Cullen, S for Seeps, C for Cullen, S for Seeps, H for Harrison. We're off the rails. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. C Breezy's kind of a tank. I'm not going to lie. All right, shout out Seeps for hopping in here. Shout out Seeps. Get this closed. All right, we're going to finish our Madden stream right here. Fourth quarter time. Bears are around midfield. Touchdown here Would make it a full one-possession game. Here we go. Williams under center. Takes the snap, hands it off. Swift right side. Looking for the edge. Picks up about 5. Bring up 2nd and 5. Here we go. 2nd and 5. Williams in the shotgun. Caleb looking, throws over the middle, caught. Cole Kmet's got room inside the 30, the 25, down to the 20. Type those ones. First down, Cole Kmet. First down, Cole Kmet. All right.
We got to punch it in the end zone here.
Yeah, you get 7 here. You know, those analytics people would say if you score, potentially go for 2 to make it a 2-score game, but I would probably kick the extra point. It just depends. 1st and 10 at the 20. Williams, quick wide receiver screen. I almost felt like an RPO. Gets a couple to DJ Moore. He's been busy. All right, 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8 coming up here. All Anthony Richardson can do is watch. Empty set. Williams takes the snap. They bring 6. Williams spins to his left, gets rid of it. Caught! Makes a man miss. Keenan Allen down to the 1-yard line. Type those ones as the clock continues to tick.
Let's freaking go, man.
That was a great play. Keenan Allen made a man miss. Let's go, man. Let's go. I formation as the Bears look to punch this in.
Here we go. Don't get cute
Fullback
with
dive.
it.
Kari Blazin game.
Let's
Fullbacks
freaking go.
are people too. Type those TDs.
Let's freaking go, man.
Kari Blazin doing a little dance with Darnell Wright as he finds his first touchdown of the season.
Hey, man. Nothing cute. Straight up the middle. Getting the job done.
Get the TDs in. Get the Karis in the chat as well. They are going to kick the extra point. Cairo Santos to make it an 8-point game. Snap is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. 10 plays, 82 yards, and 425. That's a statement drive right there. Anything less than a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, not going to be enough for the Indianapolis Colts. Let's go. Let's go. Bears set to kick it away here. Kick is underway. Colts bring it out past the 20 up to about the 28. Nice return. Here comes Anthony Richardson. Touchdown and 2-point conversion needed. Don't think there's enough time for them to kick a field goal. Here we go. Type stop. Pistol formation. Richardson hands it off. Right side. Taylor. He'll lose a yard. Jaquan Brisker. Jack Sanborn in on the TFL there. Let's go. 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Richardson in the shotgun. Taylor to his right. Richardson, 5-step drop. Looking, throws underneath right side. Gets about 7 there. 8. Going to be 3rd and 3. Get those 3s in. It's 3rd down. Here we go. Here we go. Get those 3s in. Richardson takes the snap. Looking, throws, right side, incomplete. What do the Colts do with 2:44 left? They got all 3 timeouts. I'm guessing with it being a Madden sim, they're going to punt. I would go, but I think they're going to punt. Let's see. Let's see. They are going to punt. Watch the fake. They've already run a fake today. They're going to boot it away. Tyler Scott is going to bring it back. Gets absolutely sandwiched at the 29. All right, a couple of first downs in this game's history. Colts do have 3 timeouts in the 2-minute warning.
Don't outthink the room. Just get the first down. Play smart.
Definitely a run on first down, I would think here. Caleb hands it off. Swift. Oh, he has room. First down and more. Colts might just let this go to the 2-minute warning. I think they will. So now I think you just need 1 first down. Need 1 first down. 2-minute warning. Let's go. Let's go. Bears looking to improve to 2-1 in our Madden simulations here. Beat the Titans week 1, lost to the Texans week 2. Swift kind of caught dancing, gets about 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7 here. I would expect a run here and then a decision on 3rd down whether to run or pass. Do you dare throw it here, Colin, on 2nd and 7?
If they give me a look I like, but otherwise, play it safe. I trust Swift in the situation.
I formation here. Williams, same play to the left side. Oh, Swift breaks a couple tackles, gets 4, 3rd and 3. Do you go back to that zone read action you've run a lot in this game? You don't want to risk a fumble from your rookie quarterback, but 3rd and 3 here. You kind of got the full playbook open.
I mean, honestly, I'm putting it in my best player's hands. Whether that's DJ Moore, I'm getting it to Keenan Allen, I'm getting it to somebody.
You got a lot of options here. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 3. Colts down to 1 timeout. Williams hands it off. Not going to get there. 4th and 2 at midfield. I think you got to punt, pin them back. Timeout Colts. Not an unsuccessful drive. Got a first down, forced them to use all 3 timeouts. Got through the 2-minute warning, but first down there would have iced the game. Yeah, they're going to punt it here. Think it's the right move. Taylor boots it away. Let's see if he can coffin corner kick him here. Oh, I can't tell. Oh, it's down at the 2-yard line. Great punt from the Rook. Anthony Richardson's going to have to go 98 yards in 1:44. He's going to hand off to Taylor, try and get out of jail. He's not. No gain. Tick, 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 tick. 90 seconds left. They can't afford to hand it off anymore. They're just going to have to sling it. Yeah, you guys huddle up. Keep using that clock. 1:22. 1:20. Snap. Richardson steps up, throws into the flat. That works. 3-yard game, but the clock's going to keep ticking. Down to 1:10 remaining.
What is this clock management on Madden, man?
You got to start taking chances if you're Indianapolis. Well, I love how they huddle up, Cullen, and then there will be a no huddle designation.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. Richardson looking all day to throw. He's going to go deep. Oh, he missed his man on like the deep out. 4th and 7. Here's your ball game. Here's your ball game. Cole Kmet getting fired up. Type those stops. Here we go. Richardson on 4th and 7. He's standing in his end zone. Takes the snap. Throws over middle. Caught. He's got a man. Gain of about 25. Clock's going to wind, though. They're still 70 yards away. Mo Alley Cox celebrating. 70 yards from the end zone. 35, 34, 33, 32, 31. Less than 30 seconds to go. Richardson takes the snap at 25. Looking, scrambling. Is he going to run for it? He's going to throw it away smartly. Took forever to do it, though. 18 seconds left. It would take a minor miracle for the Colts to pull this off. Definitely play too deep here. No one behind you. If you're the Colts at this point, you're just hoping to get into reasonable Hail Mary range. Richardson, empty set here, takes the snap. 4-man rush. Richardson fires downfield. Oh, my God. Caught. Are they going to get a playoff with 10 seconds left? Alec Pierce with the deep catch. 5, 4, 3. They're not going to get a playoff. That's your ball game. I mean, he got behind the secondary. If he caught that in full stride, he would have scored. But the Bears win. Get the dubs in the chat. Get the dubs in the chat. Let's go. Get those dubs in the chat. We got Antoine, T-Mag, Petey.
Was that Alec Pierce again?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Alec Pierce, Madden speedster, apparently.
Yeah, Alec Pierce is faster than Tyreek Hill, apparently.
Yeah, apparently
Golly.
so. All right.
What a freaking game.
There's your final, 21-13.
Let's go, Bears.
A couple of touchdown passes from Caleb Williams. We're 2-1 on the season. And get the dubs going. We got the who we got in week 4? I can't even remember.
We got the Rams.
Got the Rams coming back to Soldier Field week 4. We'll be live Thursday for that Bears Madden stream, so stay tuned for that. Just another reason to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on those notifications. We will continue to cover the Bears all offseason long, and plus work in some of these Madden streams as well. All right, that was a fun one. There's always a couple wonky things that happen in these games. You never know what Madden's going to bring to the table, but it's fascinating to say the least. Before we sign off, are you guys enjoying these Madden sims? And I owe one more for the road.
There we go. I'm enjoying them personally.
They're fun. I mean, look, Madden's not a great product.
No.
Let's just be honest.
No, it is not.
But, slow time of the year.
I'll never complain about football in June.
Something going on.
I'm just saying.
Ron, Carlos, Gabriel, John, Josue, Harley. All
Fans have
right.
spoken. Hey.
We appreciate it. One beer bong for the road, and then Colin and I are going to get out of here. So I'm going to take this one down.
Sounds good. Chug, 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 chug. Let's get it.
There's that. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to Seeps for hopping in. Appreciate Colin producing. We'll see you guys soon. Bear down.